Hey guys, this is going to be a little bit more of a rant than in my past videos, but I think it's the best way to communicate my point. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Today we're going to be talking about pre-ordering and its effect on the game industry. For a long time, people have been lining up outside of stores waiting for games to drop, and if you weren't part of the few people who lined up hours before, there was a chance that you weren't going to get the game that day. Seeing this struggle, companies thought it might be a good idea to allow people to pre-order the game, basically ensuring that they would receive it on launch day. However, as online purchasing has become more and more popular, waiting in line has become almost obsolete. When you can purchase a digital copy of a game and not have to fuss with a game disc or even leave your house, waiting in line at a store almost isn't worth your time. Having infinite copies of a game online also removed any reason for people to need pre-orders. But game companies didn't really like this. Game companies had become semi-reliant on pre-order sales to not only dictate how much revenue they could expect from the game, but also allow them to produce unfinished copies of the game and not have to worry about a decrease in sales. A lot of game companies did that last one of the most notable ones being No Man's Sky, a game so hyped that people pre-ordered the game before it was even reviewed. And when it came out, absolute garbage. I mean, they delivered on literally none of the things they promised. They promised massive maps, near infinite planets to explore, amazing graphics, interesting worlds, and multiplayer. And while they did have near infinite planets, they were pretty copy and paste. But that last one was the kicker. Not only was the gameplay monotonous and buggy, but the worlds were uninspired and boring. The graphics were pretty much just This all would have been okay if you could play with your friends. But alas, one of the key selling points of this game was not in it. And the worst part, it had to be proven by people that there was no multiplayer. The company didn't even come out and say it. But alas, you had already pre-ordered it. There goes your money, and there was no way for you to get it back. Luckily, the team behind No Man's Sky got to work and ended up updating it all for free, and now it delivers on what it should have a year or two later. Which brings me to my next point about pre-orders. It allows companies to release an unfinished game, get paid for it, and then polish it after launch. On the bright side, you are able to update the game post-launch, but when you buy a game and are looking forward to it for a while, you kind of just want to play the game. You don't want to update the game 7 times before you get what you're expecting at launch. But sadly, this has become commonplace in modern day, causing many to lose trust in game devs entirely. People are warier of pre-orders than ever, but as I said before, game companies like the pre-order system, so what do? They incentivize it with weapon skins or other in-game content that is only available for people that pre-order the game, sometimes even releasing the game early for people that pre-order. So if you are even contemplating getting a game and you want any of the items they promise, you have no choice but to pre-order it, and most likely end up getting nothing more than a heaping pile of disappointment. The worst part is, you've now funded the system that is basically thievery. It's like ordering a bike off eBay and getting a sheet of paper with a picture of the bike instead. But, I mean, at least you got a cool paint job. So like always, what is the point of this? The goal of this channel is to try and spread awareness of what's happening in the gaming industry. And this is one of the worst practices, aside from loot boxes. To earn money at the expense of the consumer is one of the worst things a gaming company could do. So the next time you're thinking about getting a game, I want you to think about whether or not pre-ordering is the right choice for you. And I get it, those limited edition skins are enticing. I would be lying if I said I never fell in for one of those. But maybe next time, wait for the release, wait for the reviews of the post-game launch, and then decide whether the game is worth your money. You never know, you might just save $60 and a whole lot of distress. Thanks again, as always, for watching. If you disagree or have something to add, make sure to leave it in the comments. If you liked what you see, consider leaving a like and maybe even subscribing. I'll produce some more of this content, so make sure to stay tuned. Thanks again, see you on my next video.